Are you under 5 feet tall and looking for a new gaming or ergonomic chair? Are you tired of looking up review after review for chairs that just won't work for you because you're not the same height or width as the reviewer? This video is for you. Today, I'm going to be talking about the Steelcase Amia, which is one of the best chairs you can get if you're a shorter individual or you have shorter thighs. Ready to get started? Let's get fortified. If you don't know me, I'm Dr. Salvador here, the ergonomic artificer. As a trained physiotherapist and ergonomic expert, I teach you how to find products that help you live a healthier, more efficient, pain-free life using science and data rather than subjectivity. No blindfolded comfort test here, that's just weird. Now let me ask you a question. You wouldn't buy a shirt without making sure it fit, would you? So why would you buy an expensive chair that could affect your ability to work and how you live without doing the same thing to see if it fits? My goal is to provide you with the tools and knowledge to help get you a product that fits your unique body and your unique way of moving and working. Now that we got that out of the way, let's dive deep into today's topic, the Steelcase Amia. I found this option because I was looking for a chair for my mother-in-law, who's about 5 feet tall with proportionally shorter thighs. Her main complaints was that she would always have to sit up on the edge of chairs because the bottom of the seat would hit the back of her calves. She also wanted lumbar support because for her, not having that lumbar support would lead to back pain. She also mentioned that most chairs she sat on would leave her legs dangling slightly. She couldn't find ones that let her feet rest completely on the floor. If these are things that you're dealing with on your search, then you'll definitely want to finish watching this video. Steelcase is the largest provider of ergonomic chairs. It's a well-known company and they make chairs that rival those that come from other companies like Herman Miller. They carry a 12-year warranty on most components of their chair, which is very similar to the ones that you're going to get from other manufacturers. So in terms of reliability, you can expect this to be a chair that will last a long time. And for this price, it better last. Let's get it out of the way right now. A new Amia is about $700. That's a lot, but it's less than the $1,000 price tag of a Steelcase Leap and the Aeron, which can go for more than $1,400 new. The main pro for this chair is that it has so many of these same adjustable features and builds as these higher, more expensive chairs, but at a lower price point. You can even find a factory second or a used Amia for something like $300. I'll show you how to do that at the end of this video. Since there's already so many reviews out there where you can find the following information, I'm going to try to keep this next section shorter and just do a very quick overview of the features of the chair before I get into why this chair is so good for shorter people. To start, the Amia is highly adjustable. One of the most important things to consider when you're buying pretty much any ergonomic product is adjustability. Why? Because there's no one-size-fits-all chair. Remember that. Luckily, the Amia has all the critical adjustments that you need and is only missing some minor features found in more expensive models. First up is the adjustable seat height, which is the height from the floor to the bottom of the seat. This is critical for making sure that your feet stay on the ground and aren't hanging off the edge like a baby on a swing. It goes from 16 to 21 inches in seat height, which is a great height for shorter people. For reference, most chairs have a minimum of about 18-inch seat height. You're going to be able to adjust seat depth, which is super important for people with shorter legs and thighs. Since it's such an important detail, I'm going to get into it more later on. There is a tilt option, which you can see here. This allows you to recline to about 122 degrees. It also has a lock feature, but only for the upright position. Tilt is great for opening up the thigh-torso angle like so, which can be very relieving for some people with back pain. It also has a tilt tension option so that you can control how much faster or how much slower you want that tilting to happen. I like to rock in my chair, so I keep this pretty loose. I know that most ergonomics people will tell you that sitting at 90 degrees is ideal, but this is actually not based on anything substantial. In fact, when they did studies in space, they found that the most comfortable position when there's no other stressors about is 120 degrees, which you can achieve in a slightly reclined position. For practical purposes though, I'm going to repeat one of the key rules of ergonomics. Your next posture is your best posture. What this means is that whatever position you're comfortable in is great as long as you don't stay there for too long. So keep moving. Now I'm going to move back to the features. There's a pretty good lumbar support in this chair which adjusts to where you want it. This lumbar support should go into the curvature of your lower back, but honestly, for some people, it just doesn't fit or it doesn't feel comfortable. The good thing is that it's adjustable, so you can place it exactly where it feels good for you. You don't need to force yourself into perfect posture because there's no such thing. But this adjustability makes sure that you can get it right where you need it. The base model of this chair has the simple up and down adjustable armrest, but I highly recommend getting the 4-way armrest that can move up, down, back, forward, as well as pivot from side to side. This lets you sit in more configurations while supporting your forearms during tasks. This can reduce fatigue and strain on your wrist tendons and your shoulders. The padding on the armrest is comfortable, firm enough not to, sink your entire forearm in, but soft enough to be comfortable for long stretches of time. It also feels pretty durable and should be able to handle a lot of wear and tear. The backrest at the top is flexible, which is great for staying active. You can see that when I stretch my arms, I can lean back like so, and the chair moves back with me. I think this is a great feature and influences the user to move more frequently when sitting, and that's always a good thing. The material in the backrest of this model and the seat is firmish foam that seems like Goldilocks mode. It's not too firm and not too hard. You can also get this chair back in air mode, which is basically a mesh. This is a good option if you run hot. The seat likewise is made from this foam and upholstered fabric. What I love is that there's no painful lip. One of the downsides of the Aeron is that the lip is pretty firm and can cause some discomfort. However, that isn't the case here. The edge of the seat actually flexes a little bit, ensuring reduced pressure on the back of the knees. The seat cushion is somewhat firm, but soft enough that it shouldn't bring on sciatic pain as other ergo chairs have been known to do. This is going to differ from person to person, but usually the firmer a chair is, the more likely it is to elicit symptoms. The cushions that are too soft can also feel uncomfortable because they make it difficult to move inside, and they also generate a lot of heat due to the cushioning material. The frame that it's made out of is a black plastic, and the casters are made from aluminum. They roll pretty well on the short carpet. It'll last you a long time if you treat it right. Alright, those are the main features. So, why is this chair so good for shorter people? Remember the complaints my mother-in-law had about her chair? The Amia addresses pretty much all of them. First, she complained that the front of her seat pan would hit the back of her knees, which can be very uncomfortable since there's a lot of tissues in that region which can be irritated by getting hit with the seat of a chair. You have the hamstring and calf tendons, as well as some nerves that can get really worked up by excessive compression. So how does the Amia deal with this issue? It has a shallower, adjustable seat depth. It's actually pretty difficult to find nice chairs that have shallow enough seat depth for shorter individuals or people who have proportionately shorter thighs. In my research of top brands, only the Amia and the Herman Miller Aeron Type A had the 15.5 inch or less seat depth required so that the bottom of the chair wouldn't be jamming to the back of the knees and the calves. It also has a flexible lip at the edge of the seat, which flexes a bit, reducing potential pressure even more. Second, she said that the chair needed lumbar support. While I suspect that this complaint about lumbar support stems from not being able to actually reach the back of the seat due to the chair being too deep, the Amia has the same lumbar support as its more expensive brother, the Leap, which allows you to dial in the placement very easily. Since the seat depth is adjustable, it also allows you to finagle the lumbar depth a little bit despite not having a true lumbar depth adjustment. Finally, her complaint that her feet dangles is due to the higher seat height of most chairs. The minimum seat height of this chair is 16 inches, which goes down to 15 inches if you get an additional option. Now this is much lower than other chairs which hover around 18 inches at their minimum. The only nice chair that I found that had a lower seat height is the Aeron Type A. These three features are exactly why I love this chair for people who are vertically challenged or just have proportionally short legs and thighs. Now, is there anything I don't like about the chair? There are a few things that are missing from the Amia, but for this price, these things aren't usually included anyway. First, there is no adjustable back height. This is a bit tricky because the backrest height isn't as short as I would have made it, but I think it's short enough that it shouldn't be an issue for most people. For the Amia, the back height should fall about the level of the upper part of the shoulder blade. The flexible back portion is going to ensure though that you can at least stretch back with your shoulders in the chair without any issue. Next, there is no lumbar depth adjustment, which may be an issue for people with flatter lower backs. But once again, the seat depth is adjustable, so it shouldn't be that much of an issue. There's also no multiple lock points for the chair recline, so you're either locked upright or free reclining. This may be an issue if you like that open thigh torso angle and you want to hang out in that position, but you can still do it. You just can't set it to lock at that angle. Finally, there is no forward tilt option in this chair. Many people like to sit forward when they're concentrating on a table task or trying really hard at a video game. You damn try hard. So if that's you, this is probably not the most ideal chair for your situation. If you love to forward sit, I definitely check out the Hag Capisco, which is my favorite active chair on the market right now. I go over it in the portal right here. Well, that's about it in terms of features of the chair, and when I stack up all the pros against the cons, I have to give this chair my artificer seal of approval, especially when it comes to you halflings. It's a really good option for the price, but I understand that $700 is not in everyone's budget. However, there are a few things you can do to knock the price down up to 50%. You can get it used, or you can get a factory second or open box at a site like Madison Seating. Now, Madison Seating has some bad reviews, which mostly talk about their customer service and their return policies. But if you're willing to take that risk, you can sometimes grab chairs that are basically new for about $300. You can also find this chair used on places like Facebook Marketplace because they're pretty popular in many offices. While there is a 12-year warranty on parts, officially, these don't transfer orders. Officially. That's all I'm gonna say. That's it for the Steelcase Amia. It's honestly a great chair. And if you're shorter than 5'2", this is probably one of the only quality chairs that are made to fit you. I looked at a lot of chairs, and the only other options are like children's chairs. And you don't want to have to do that, do you? I don't know. If you found this review helpful, please help an artificer out and subscribe down below. I'm going to be going over tons of great ergonomic products as well as providing you with real objective data to help you make better purchase decisions. I want to help you find the things that fit the way you move and the way you work. I want to keep you out of pain. So, I'll see you at the next video. Until then, don't forget to fortify strength.